Welcome to the From the 108 podcast, starring the drunk uncles of White Sox Twitter. He's a Twitter-like whore, an Instagram thirst trap, and your grandma's guilty pleasure, Beef Loaf. A West Coast attitude in a decidedly Midwest body, My Sock Summer. And your host, he's sharing obscure music thoughts to give you time to hit the bathroom, Chorizy E.
Thank you, Cornsey, and welcome to the From the 108 podcast. Get ready for some baseball, beer, and bullshit. And remember the drinking rules. If Beef Loaf says allegedly, or that he wrote a blog about that, you drink. If My Sock Summer mentions his time on the West Coast, something he's selling on eBay, or doesn't know a player, you drink.
Do it.
And if I swear or say here's the thing, you also drink. And as always, for $1.08, you can make us all drink. For $5, you could tell one of us to shut the fuck up.
Me, please.
Yes.
Fellas, as we think about drinking, what are you drinking? Beef Loaf. What do you got over there, buddy?
Oh, baby, we're trying to smash the remaining bottles in the cabinet as we inch towards the end of the baseball season. Right now, I'm finishing up some Sailor Jerry from last time. Remember I told you I was going to get into the Sailor Jerry? I ain't got much left, as you can see on the screen.
Right.
I'm finishing up this bottle. If I get through that, I got a little Blanco tequila here in the background to keep me warm. So we're going through bottles tonight. We'll do a little bottle action as we run ourselves right up into and through the start of the White Sox game tonight.
Nice.
I like it. My Sock Summer, what are you drinking?
I am drinking another sample bottle from our guy Dougie Fresh, and it is the Whistle Pig Piggyback Rye. It's the 6-year edition. It is also was aged in a bottle from Revolution. It's a VSO
nice
barrel that they got from them. He actually, cheers to Dougie. He is at the hospital right now with his old lady. They are having a baby.
Congrats.
So, beautiful.
Yeah, so congratulations,
Doug. Nice job, Dougie, with your shooters, baby.
Buddy.
Nice cock move, kid. Good for you.
Probably won't see you for the rest of the Sox season because you'll be taking care of babies. But hey, cheers. Good to see you. Thanks. What are you doing, Chorizy? What are you drinking?
So it's a long homestand, a lot of beer over the homestand. So I wanted to take it away from the beer. And I thought, hey, man, football's back. It's Mike Pereira season. Got to go with the Tito's.
Oh, yeah. Tito's.
Hell yes. I love it.
The little Tito's and soda. Keeping it light. Keeping it light for tonight. We'll see how it all turns out. Nice. Beef, how you doing tonight, buddy?
You know what? I'm good, actually, and I want to go back and detail something that happened in the public square. You know, I consider us the people's podcast. Twitter's the public square. We're kind of the court jesters of Sox Twitter. So I want to bring to the people something that I observed on Sox Twitter and maybe provide some lessons for all of you out there. We don't know all here, but your drunk uncle's got a little bit of wisdom and advice. Twitter user, like Demolition, basically nuked her account on Sunday. And the high level, I'm giving you the 10,000 foot view. I'm not reading all the tweets or whatever. I don't get that into the mud. I'm just observing. The basic premise here was a little bit of a clout chase. You know, say something, try to peck at the the punching up action. Try to peck at the big meanie Twitter guy that you don't like. Get all the mob to jump in on it, and then you'll be popular in the group. And I was as I watched it unfolding, I realizing how much it was like how 108 former intern Darren Brown lit himself on fire on Twitter. Basically, kind of nuked a lot of stuff for himself. And I mean, I love Darren. Good kid, nice kid. I mean, I'm sure he'd probably hit me with his car if he saw me right now. But I liked him. But he made a fatal mistake. He did the kind of the same thing right there. And it was like a snide comment, and then it was tried to be played off as a joke, didn't work, and it devolved into a bunch of bullshit, like kind of these things tend to do sometimes when you put them out there into the public square. And so what I want to do is give a little advice to everyone out there who wants to chase clout, because there's no one who chases more clout than the Beef Loaf, especially by punching up. Okay, true. I mean, it's absolutely true, right? Think about James Fegan. He doesn't care for us at all, right? But we could still give him a little bit of shit, and he does play back. Like he's like, okay, I don't really like those guys, but they're playful and fun, So Beef Loaf's tips here for chasing clout out on Twitter. Number one, make sure that the joke you put out there or the proposed joke is identifiable as a joke, that people would actually think the joke is funny, and not that's just like being sort of mean. You can be a little bit mean, but it's got to be kind of in the hilarity.
You have to be at least a little bit mean.
You have to make the joke, right? So my sex summer does this to Barstool Chief all the time. He posts like the most unflattering picture of this dude and makes a terrible comment at him, and basically nags him all the time, right? And he loves it, and the people love it when they see it, right? That's kind of like fun stuff right there. You got to approach it from the standpoint of you could even get the person you're making fun of to laugh. Now, maybe you don't even like that person. Doesn't matter. You got to double agent that shit, right? Because like I said, Fegan doesn't like us, but we still give him a little bit of shit, and it's friendly. It's playful, right? That number 2, make it where the person you're punch up to will get a chuckle out of it, right? They should laugh at what you're putting towards them. It shouldn't be something as a total shot, like I mentioned with the Chief thing with MSS. He thinks it's funny. Number 3, if you get hit back on, which is going to happen sometimes they're going to come back at you. Be ready for that. Be prepared. Roll with the punches. That's right. Get Jeff Passan to unblock you. That's also a key to chasing clout. So if you're out there, be careful. All right, you want to get out there and chase clout. There ain't nothing wrong with it. Just be careful. Listen to Beefloaf's guidelines. That's a way to fly straight and right. I don't want you flying too close to the sun. All right, kids. I don't want your accounts getting blown up for no reason. All right, so be careful out there. Listen to the Beefloaf.
I think you could listen to me too. I think I'm the best at this. So all that shit was going down. I found this. I found other Twitter accounts to look at. I saw this one. It was called Tats That Go Hard, and it was mostly dick tattoos that people had gotten. And I talked to Soxwood about it a little bit, and then it devolved into something else. And we actually have a new business idea that I want to present to you guys tonight, and that is cock billboards. We think that this could, like, you think about Cameo, right? Where you could
is it a billboard of a cock or someone's cock with a message on it?
It's a cock with a message on it.
Man,
think about because I was like,
is us doing it?
I don't think
we be small print. We might. Have
I don't think we got
the.
I don't think we've got the billboards for it. But what I proposed first was during the tournament I might get Evan Stone to give me a vote Treasy. We'll see how that goes. I think it would look good. I think it would look good on him.
That would look good on him.
Man.
All right, I cut you off, Beef. What were you talking about?
I'm talking about how you're not good at chasing clout, obviously, because you got half the followers I do. But I am good at it, and that's why I'm going to give our audience these little tips right here. Have some fun out there on Twitter. Even if you don't like people, have some fun with it. No problem. You'll even get them to laugh, as long as you don't try to be so mean. And everyone and their mama knows it ain't a joke. You're trying to talk shit. Have some fun with it.
I think that's the one thing. There's just some mean things said sometimes, and you're like, well, but I was joking. It's like, no, you were just being mean. And that's
everyone knows it.
You can be mean as long as you're going to joke back. Like if you take what is said back to you and you play with it, then it's fine. But you can't fucking poke the bear and then go, why did the bear hit me? Like, oh, I just lit this gasoline on fire. I didn't know it was going to blow up like that. Like that's what's going to happen. And like, it's like, I get it, right? Like I understand why people want to attack White Sox Dave, but you need to meet the man before you attack him. Now, if you like your drunk uncles here, okay, your drunk uncles like Dave. Your drunk uncles like.
No, fuck, you know what? Fuck that. I love Dave, but I'm not convincing anyone to like anybody. Fuck that. I don't care. I'm not giving advice on who you should like. That's not the point of this. The point of this is have some fun on Twitter. Have some fun with yourself. You don't got to like everybody out there, but have a little fun with it. Have some joy with this. Don't get yourself in a spot where you fucked around and found out. That's all I'm helping you guys out with. That's it, man.
Okay. All right. I just will talk about how you should know somebody before you start getting real mean to them and saying how much of an asshole they are. Because I think both sides of the play.
We would have to shut off Sammy Davis Jr.'s account if you go by that. And I don't want to do that. I like his account.
But I know him. I know he's an asshole, so it's okay.
Right, but he doesn't know half the people that he's being mean to. But he just doubles down on the meanness. So he goes a different route. He goes a different route.
I don't need to pay $5 to mute MSS. I just push back on him when I need to. That's all.
He's broke, man.
I'm broke. I am broke.
Luke coming out the gate tonight. He's a little mouthy right now. I don't know about this.
That's why Beef only wears 108 stuff. That's all the clothes you got left, man.
all I got.
I'll tell you how broke I am offline. I don't want to talk about it in front of all these people.
Elon Musk took all his money for chasing clout on his app, man. I don't know what happened. My Sock Summer, how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing great. Apparently, I have bad ideas when it comes to clout chasing. I'm not a clout chaser myself either. But also, you just brought up, not having any shirts. I was just trying to remember the last time I bought a new shirt. I don't think I bought a new shirt since we started producing merchandise. So I don't think I bought a brand new shirt since 2015.
What's that beautiful jersey in the background there?
Yeah,
that's the NIU jersey. That was Jack Heflin's jersey. He plays he's on the special team.
Good old Jack Heflin.
Yeah. Oh, he's from
Bill Brasky's son. I don't know who the fuck that is.
I used to work with his dad. I used to work with his dad, and his dad so I bought this from NIU. But that's just for fun. I just threw that up there because everyone's like, it's football season. You got to get football-y. So I put the football up there. I got a Illini helmet down there, too, that's signed by Simeon Rice, the legend Simeon Rice.
Oh, yeah.
But, guys, that's not what I really wanted to talk about tonight. First thing I wanted to talk about was this motherfucker that I started the show off with. If you saw it, I got this bitch for $3 at the garage at a fucking thrift store.
So what do you got there? You got a light from a cop car from the 50s?
Yeah, no, it's from like Spencer's in the early 2000s. I mean, it's called a hyper party light, guys. Looks just like a cop light. Now you're thinking to yourself, MSS, what are you going to do with that? And I was like, oh my God, what aren't I going to do with it? Is what I'm thinking. This is going to be great when it comes into the 108 tourney. We don't even have to make it. We can make our own GIF. Just me like this, like or like whoa.
Yeah, that's upset alert right there. I love it. Yeah.
So we got we'll do our own upset alert with this motherfucker right here. Like that costs $3. Okay, you know how much it would cost for us to go somewhere to get that produced? It would cost us like $300. So I saved us about $297. Just so you know. Now, second thing I had to talk about tonight. I have always been a big fan. And you guys, we're doing the playback on I think Saturday. You guys are right, and I can't make.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I have to watch my kids. Because the wife has some social engagement to go to. Now, you have to let Josh Nelson know that I ordered silicone ring off of the eBay for $3 shipped. Now, it took a month and a half to arrive at my door, but this is the best fucking ring ever. It was $3 shipped to me from the great place of China. So I don't know what it's made of. It could possibly be giving me cancer right now. I don't even know. But I don't have to take this off anymore. I don't take it off in the shower. It doesn't fall off in the shower. It doesn't fall when I'm running around. And tomorrow is the biggest day, the biggest test. I'm going to the goddamn gym, and I'm not taking this bitch off. So I'm going to work out with that shit. You know what? There's going to be a lot of women at the gym, mostly old, mostly in the gilf range, are going to be like, oh, shit, that motherfucker's married. Like, they had no idea. They thought I was just a single dad. That's what they wanted to do. But so that's those are two things. Yeah, cheers. So make sure you tell Josh Nelson, get a silicone ring, even if it's not what he gets married.
I want to ask a question about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you got this silicone ring. Is it meant to be a man's ring, or is it like part of a sink? And you're just like I'm gonna use this for that.
It's beveled and everything. It's like nice. It's okay.
So it's part of $3. So it's part of a fancy sink. I got it.
Yeah. It's just supposed to be like athletic, like you're athletic. So you gotta have a, like a silicone ring, so if it gets, you won't rip your finger off. Jack,
you know what, guys? I'm gonna
feeling
be honest.
Good. I feel good that horny Twitter is in the house.
It's coming back.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I got here. I'm older than you. I'm older than you guys in married years. I got married way before it was cool to just have a fucking cigar ring as your ring for getting married. Like back in the old days, we used to buy something that was worth something. It's different now. Things have changed apparently on me.
Didn't you lose that too?
I lost one. Yes, this is number 2. I lost. I lost one ring. I was probably less than 2 years married. I lost it. I've had this one the last 18 years.
Me and MSS are much dumber than you. We shouldn't have expensive things on our hands.
And you don't want to do that yet, because
my ring's like $10.
Yeah, my other one is
MSS. No one cares.
My other one is like $5. What's the other thing I was going to talk about? Oh, I don't know. Fuck you, Sal.
Sorry, but you're getting muted, buddy.
Big dirty hoe, you. All right.
Put the 5 minutes on this biatch.
See ya.
Hey. All right, bye-bye. Brian says he had an expensive ring that fell off his hand. He replaced it 15 years ago. Brian, I should have done the same thing, Brian. I shouldn't have replaced mine. I don't know why I did. I just figured like it looks weird if the married guy doesn't have a ring. I don't know. Maybe that's me. Maybe I'm the fucking idiot.
Oh, at the end of summer, I could take my ring off and everyone would know for like 2 months that I'm married because like there's the color differentiation is insane.
And Brian and Jack are coming at me for my Chasing Cloud thing. Brian says James Fox plus Chili's equals not funny, apparently. No, that is funny. It identifies as a joke kind of right out of the gate. You're right. The guy who you're punching up at doesn't play with it. But that's the type of guy who will never play with anything as a joke towards him. There's also like who you can mess with and who you can't from a like they'll play back at you thing. You know, that's a whole different realm of the cloud chasing. But I agree with you. You're right. You're right about that.
Right, like Jeff Passan will just murder you.
Jeff Passan doesn't play back. He just clobbers me.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, Husky. Appreciate you, bro. He says, cheers, boys. God save the queen. I'm going to try to not bag on the queen too much during the show, but the title of the show hurts.
Yeah,
I couldn't stop laughing all day, Treasy. I could not stop laughing all the Twitter all fucking day.
I was thinking about that. I was telling you guys about that. I think right before the show started that like I kind of giggled to myself because someone tweeted, someone check on Betty White, and of course everyone had to let this poor guy know, what's become of Betty White. But I let one of the comments that came back at it was, "What in the Stacey Dash?" And I was like, yes, exactly. And I wonder when Stacey Dash is going to hear about this. Probably about a year from now. Can't wait to see her crying into a Union Jack.
Be tremendous.
Beef, I like it's football season now. Thursday night football.
Yeah.
Apparently, the rest of Thursday night football is going to be on like Amazon Prime or something, which is whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It'll be on even more of a delay than my shit's normally on, so that should be fun. But I'm watching the game, and like I could tell that I haven't watched football in a long time. I don't watch college football, so I haven't really seen much college football action. Watching the game, I've been watching baseball nonstop for the past 6 months.
Yeah, right.
And I just can't believe people don't get injured every play the first couple of football games I watch. Like I'm just sitting there, and I'm just thinking about like if one of the Sox players was out on that field, like and got like the way Josh Allen gets hit, the guy's a quarterback. He's running out there getting hit.
Yeah,
it put anyone on our team with the exception of Abreu, and
Taco Gladiator.
They would just cheers. And I agree, Chirizi for King. King Chirizi sounds way better than King Charles or Chuck or whatever.
You're more of a kingpin, in my opinion. You're more of a kingpin, Oh, Gordo. Thank you, Gordo. He says aloha effers. You don't hear alohas on these podcasts.
No, you don't. It's a good word. It's a good word you don't hear used enough unless you're talking about our guy, Mr. Hand. But yeah, I was just like, if you had one of the, like, put Eloy Jimenez out there and pat him up, have him run one play. Never see him again. You never see him. He'd be hanging with the queen.
What's funny, though, is if guys get hurt in football games and you don't even know they got hurt, because sometimes they even come out, and then after the game, it's like, oh, yeah, the guy destroyed his hand or destroyed his shoulder, and he's going to be out 6 weeks. It's like, the guy finished the game. Like, what the hell? Oh, you know what? Fuck you, Josh. He said, what idiots would live stream during NFL opening game and the White Sox game? Oh, hey, guys, don't worry about it, okay? The Sox aren't playing yet, and no one cares about football.
Out of Benetti, Tirico, and MSS, we got the best Italian.
Absolutely right.
And we're bigger than the Italians, so screw it. We got the best telecast here. You should just be listening to this and on your middle TV, and you got the two side TVs, and you're good.
Absolutely.
Beef. What do you think MSS is going to talk about as soon as he comes out of his time out here? I feel like he was dying to tell us something else, and now he's got it all pent up.
They're making fun of the way he says marinara in the comments. I hope it's that. And then they make a lot of Italian jokes about MSS. Like they don't believe his Italianness over there. I wonder if he's what they call a Wonder Bread Wop. You ever hear that term?
I've not.
Yeah. That's supposedly not like it's like a whitewashed Italian, I guess.
Wow.
That's what I heard in Talking Sopranos. They would throw that term out there and like talk about certain Italian people that way. Like the neighbors, like the Cusimanos, the neighbors in Sopranos, they were Wonder Bread wops.
What do you think about that?
Motherfucker. Like it's
beef is just like beef walked in here tonight like I'm getting canceled, motherfucker.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit.
Bro, what have I done to get canceled? I said someone told a bad joke.
You killed the queen.
Okay, we'll get into me killing the queen later. All right, I think MSS wanted to ask about that too.
I was going to ask you that too. If you talk shit about any other celebrities recently because they're going down, it happens in threes. It's like one's down. Like, who have you talked shit about that's going to die next? Like, just choose your words wisely, okay?
I'm not even aware of the what do they call it? The monarchy? I'm not even aware of the royal family at all. I don't pay attention to it.
I don't know.
When I saw it on the news, I was like, oh, okay, I guess I know nothing about this. Sorry.
Well, she's been dead. Like, according to QAnon, she's been dead for like 3 months. So.
I believe it.
I believe most of the things they say. They're pretty accurate.
I'm not reading that one, but that's a pretty funny comment.
Too long, didn't read, but good for you. That's always a good thing.
All right, MSS, you want to pay some bills, buddy?
Let's do it. Let's make it happen. It's September, and while we hate to admit it, summer's almost over. It's sad, but reality. Next up, we might get 3 or 4 weeks of fall, but then it's fucking winter. And when it's winter, the most important thing you need to have on your vehicle is good tires. And Mazda of Orland Park is here to help. From now till October 1st, if you buy 3 tires, your 4th tire is only $1. That's right, $1. All major brands are included. Bridgestone, Dunlop, Goodyear, Toyo, Yokohama, all them motherfuckers. Now, I know what you're thinking. MSS, I ain't buying my tires from a dealership. They charge way too much. Well, guess what? If you find a better price on an eligible tire, rest assured they'll honor it with their 30-day price match promise. Well, what more do you fucking need? So head on over to www.mazdaofOrlandPark.com and check out all the details on this great deal. Looking for a newer used vehicle? Why not take a trip down to Mazda of Orland Park and get to know their full lineup? Give them a follow on Twitter at ZoomZoomNation as they give away tickets and parking for all the Sox games. Mazda of Orland Park, home of the Zoom Zoom Nation. 8910 West 159th Street, Orland Park. 708-444-3200. Zoom Zoom.
Treasy's on mute, so his explanation here is not coming through.
White
That
Sox
is beautiful.
time.
I may be getting canceled, but at least I know to unmute.
Baloney. I
start muting you when I know you're going to get canceled.
I don't even know what I get canceled for.
Baloney said I didn't even try to do those 2 kinds of tires that he wrote in the comments there. I can't even. No,
we're not even going for
last week. I fucked them up last week. I'm like, I'm not even trying this shit. It don't even fucking matter. I'll just say all the motherfuckers.
No, he's right not to. He's right not to do those. If you can't say it, just don't say it. Just skip it.
That's right. Like, why am I doing this?
Sox? Appreciate you. He says the Queen's not dead. Violet Meyer's alive and well. Yeah, but
also, folks,
not following MSS.
Not to like ram it down your throats more. But if you go down to Mazda of Orland Park on 159th Street, in beautiful Orland Park, they have a lot of trees in that area. So when the fall colors start changing, just tell your wife, yo, we're going to go check out the trees. And then just end up at Mazda and buy yourself a nice little Mazda.
I like that idea.
I don't, because my wife's not going to say, hey, let's go look at trees. My wife's probably not interested. I assume most wives aren't.
He's not trying to sell you on it, man.
I'm not trying to sell you. Listen,
damn you.
You think your wife and you are typical of like our audience?
Yeah. Why wouldn't we be?
So
no,
I think so.
You're bougie.
Wait a minute, we're bougie? What we're bougie?
Yeah,
for?
you're bougie.
What the hell?
You're bougie.
I live in Bridgeport like you. What are you talking about, bougie? I have a car where I have my side mirror duct taped. Okay, I'm not bougie. I am not bougie.
That's true.
I was at a party this past weekend where the best story I heard was a story about a guy who shit his pants at one party, kept it rolling, went to the next party with poo in his pants.
How is that not your banter?
That's not bougie, all right? I can't throw because I don't want to release names and all who I heard it from. You know the people I heard it from. I don't want to throw them out there. What's that?
You don't have to say the name. You can tell the story.
I just don't want to get deep in all that. The suburb parties are wild. I don't need. You know what? I'm glad I live in a nice, quiet, safe city. The suburbs are too wild for a beef loaf. No, there's no way I could do it.
Dude,
speaking of ways to stop shitting your pants, the Sox.
I don't think I would even care if you brought that up.
The Sox have turned things around, and it's Miguel Cairo time right now.
Put the graphic back up.
God damn it!
So we know what we're getting into.
What do you want me to do? I'm trying to introduce the thing.
Here we go. White Sox talk, baby. Here we go. Let's talk some White Sox. Yeah.
Can I start now? What the fuck? I was going to ask you. I'm not even going to ask. I'm going to mute you again.
Hang on. How do I pay $5 to mute MSS for 5
I don't think you have $5. We've already established that you're broke.
I don't. You're right.
I'm broke and bougie.
That's my new podcast since I'm canceled from this one because I talked about one internet comment.
The question here is Miguel Cairo the savior of this team? My Sox summer, what's changed here? Is it sustainable? Do you even care?
So famously, last podcast, I said, or maybe in the Sunday Silk, I think I might have said it in both places. I said that Seattle would be a test to this newfound, fanciness with Miguel Cairo. Like everyone is like, oh, he's changing. Oh, that's all we need. We just need to get TLR out of there, and we get fucking Miguel in there, and look, we're winning like a motherfucker. Well, maybe you're right. I don't know, because we went into Seattle, and those were some great games. Watching this team play the games that I literally thought they were going to play all year. These are games I thought they would have. They get down big. You have a great pitching performance, from a guy, and they fucking have like all these, they give up all these runs, and then all of a sudden have a shitload of runs come back. That's the team that we thought we were going to get. We did not expect the shitty pitching, relief pitching. The bullpen was supposed to be a little bit more lax out, but anyway, I digress. So Miguel Cairo, to me, I don't know what he's doing any different. He seems to be still stuck with the same people. We haven't had anybody come back from an injury and just light the game on fire. He's just out there, and he is just things are just working. Loaf said it. Anything he tries, it seems to work. Luck is in his favor. Now, Sox have been playing some shitty teams up until Seattle. So I don't know. Maybe they had a little bit of luck. Maybe the other teams that have been leaving the division started going down on a downward slide, motivated the Sox to get it up. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Now, the third part
motivated the Sox to get it up. Nice.
Yeah, maybe.
One can only hope.
Third part of your question, Treasy, do I care? Absolutely fucking not. I do not care what this team does as long as they win. If they continue to win, that's all that really matters. I don't think we need to have.
All right. Good luck, MSS.
I don't think.
Later.
No. Hold on. We can't do this in the heart of the show. Oh man, 5 minutes of just me. So I honestly, I know Sal's going to bust my chops, but yes. So that's all I really had to go on. So now I got to go more. I felt it was very hopeless a few weeks ago when we got swept by the Diamondbacks and then got beat by the Royals in that first game last week. I was like, that was the most depressed I'd ever been all this season. I was like, this sucks. Fucking everything sucks. I don't want to be involved in this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. And then Tony gets sick, goes away. All of a sudden, whole new fucking world. And it's great. I like what's happening. I like watching this team play when they're doing it. They're not winning games by like crazy amount of fucking runs or anything. They're going out there and doing what they're supposed to do. And they're winning close games, which I think is great. And I just hope that it continues and we get I got 4 more minutes. I hope that this continues to go. So let's see. What do I got around here to talk about? Let's talk more White Sox. People are going to be like, hey, it's really not that hard just to talk for 5 minutes, by yourself. And it's like, I'm going to tell you right now, it is. Trying to think of stuff is just not the easiest, especially when you have limited knowledge. And you have 2 partners that have a great wealth of knowledge about baseball. So I usually hit the good, easy points, the loft pitch points. I get those out. They hit the balls low and outside. I'm more of the lofty right straight in. Just go ahead. Slim Mick's going to say I don't, but not. He's a liar. He's a big fat fucking liar. And I don't think he should be called Slim Mick anymore because he is not slim. He is a little bit more rotund. Got my flu shot today. And I guess as you get older, you have to have a pneumonia shot. And I got both of them shot in my arm. That was a good one. Oh, man, this is insane. Now, because these 2 guys, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say anything. I probably shouldn't say anything. I'm not going to say anything. So West Coast, my Sox summer. What's a story that I can give you guys on my West Coast White Sox or my Sox summer? Rams or Bills, dude. Listen, there was one year I paid attention. I don't know if you guys know I used to live out west, and I was a bouncer at a bar called Centerfields. And my buddy, it was 2005. My buddy was getting married, and I was like, I am going to bounce at this bar. And the guy's like, I'll give you $40 a day or $20 an hour or something. I don't remember what he gave me, but he used to give me like $20 an hour just to watch football games. So I just watched football games with all these guys, and then would drink afterwards, and then usually half buzz, go to Walmart and buy a bunch of DVDs. But that was the most I ever watched any type of organized football. Well, fuck you. You're the one that muted me. You muted yourself, muted me. You know, you took the money. We could have not done this, Treasy. You can fuck off. So anyway, I used to watch a lot of football. That was the last year that I really watched a lot of football. That was 2005. So no, I couldn't tell you. I don't know who's winning right now. As far as the Rams or the Bills, I would assume the Rams are going to win that game, but I don't know. I don't know. I know they're kind of good. They're out there in LA, the LA Rams of Anaheim, from formerly of San Diego, so that's just how it goes. Or no, they came from St. Louis. That's right. The St. Louis Rams. They went from LA to St. Louis all the way back to LA. That's fucking beautiful. Oh man, Sal, listen, you ever want to come on, do 5 minutes with me? That'd be great. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would do. We've talked about this, like interviewing people. And me being the guy. One of the comments says this is like the Chris Farley show. I said yes, this is what it would be like, and I can't remember who I was talking to with Loaf about. Was said, listen, this is how it would go if I had to interview this person. I would just be like, yo, it was about J-Mac. I was like, you remember that time you smashed, Violet Myers, that one time? And you'd be like, yeah. And I'm like, that was fucking awesome. And that's what I would say. That one's for you, Senior Sacks. But yeah, bullpen management. I don't know, man. My dad hates Joe Kelly. The man fucking hates Joe Kelly. Tells me he hopes he didn't sign him for multiple years, which I had to break the news to him that we did. So he is not too happy. He looked fine yesterday. Gave me a heart attack, but looked fine. Got out of the jam, so that was good. But we're supposed to talk about that in a little bit. We're not supposed to talk about the game yet. So I kind of came too quick.
What did you think about Miguel Cairo coming in, and what might have changed?
That was incredible.
It's really hard, bro.
That was 5 minutes of something. You know what? I've done 15, 20-minute podcasts, solo podcasts. I did, I think, 2 or 3 of them way back in the day with like 108 tourney stuff or whatever. It's a lot of prep to do 20 minutes talking about yourself. No doubt about it. I would have done next time MSS if I'm you. I just totally play off the comments. Just go straight to the comments and start talking about anything that pops in the comments, and that's the only way you can get it knocked out of my brain.
I would have just pulled up your eBay page and started selling.
Selling these guys.
It's like, who wants this?
That's a lot, man. And I appreciate all the people lying in the comments so that I did a good job.
That was great. That was tremendous.
7 minutes. Right. I don't know.
Right. Back on topic. So Miguel Cairo, what's changed? So a couple things here, guys. Mute MSS. Poor guy needs a break. All right. We'll give him a little mute here. One obvious thing to me, Treasy, is the energy has changed around this team, right? Miguel Cairo has a lot of energy. He's energetic, and he's like a lot of what a manager is this figurehead, this person that's in front of you, that's the communicator of the squad, right? He's telling you day to day. He's getting interviewed a couple times a day. They're getting sound bites from him. You want to hear stuff from this person. You want to hear stuff about your team, right? Miguel Cairo so far has been affable. He has been energetic. He's been interesting, about as interesting a manager as we've had in a minute. I mean, probably as interesting as anyone. I mean, maybe Ricky, but Ricky was a little tight-lipped, probably all the way back to Ozzie. Yeah. Probably since Ozzie, right? In that way. And it's good energy from the team coming out of it, but it's a lot of it is he's a live wire. He wanted to fight Rocco Baldelli the other night. And a couple nights, because the Friday night they wanted to fight, And then the Saturday night, the bad blood with the bringing in the pitcher and the position player to pitch the 8th inning to try to slow down the no-hitter. That's Bush League bullshit, you know? And so he's had a lot of fire in him. I think another thing that he's bringing to his team, he's taking away Tony La Russa's old man smell from the locker room. I've been trying to warn this all year, okay? I'm worried about Tony La Russa's old man smell permeating the locker room. You guys know what it's like. Imagine if you got a really old guy around you that you got to work with all the time. Their old man smell, and that could be, I don't know exactly what his essence is. I assume there's some Old Spice in there, maybe a little Aqua Velva. I don't know how it all works out together. But it's not something you're comfortable performing under, Treasy. It can't be, right?
Beef, you know, you're joking here. Well,
I'm joking.
But think about it this way. And this is kind of where my mind went when I started to see more energy out of the team. Miguel Cairo's more he could be like that all the time. You don't see it in the games. And it kind of felt like, you ever work with somebody who's just a straight up asshole? Like, where you're like, someone doesn't really like this person, but they're in a position where they kind of oversee things, and you're just like, what's up?
Nothing.
You're talking about me?
Yeah.
I'm basically that guy.
I wasn't saying that.
but like, so you have someone like that in a position, and when that person eventually leaves, right? They leave the job. There's a immediate different feeling about going to work, about working on something, because you're just like, oh, what's this prick gonna say about this? You know, like you get this like kind of, it's almost like a sense of relief. And then when once you have that, like, you take that breath, and then all of a sudden, to your point, Beef, it doesn't stink. Yeah, when you're taking that deep breath.
Proverbially, yeah, right, exactly.
You're like, you have some energy. You're excited about what you're gonna do now, and it kind of flips things around. And like, my concern now is that Tony's coming back, and like, if that truly was the case, and now this guy's he's coming back like David Arquette and Airheads. Like he escaped, he got out of the bad situation, and now he sees that it's not so bad. He's like, I want back in. I want to get back in that place.
Thank you, Bill. Appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for the drink,
Bill.
Teresa, you're right, but I want to circle back a little. You're right about Tony's impending return, and I do want to talk about that in detail, but I want to circle back. So I gave kind of the highlights of what I think he's kind of doing, but people are acting like all the players' dicks grew 4 inches because Tony left and because Miguel Cairo's here. And when I watch the decision-making of a Miguel Cairo, I'm not seeing anything materially different. And it's tough to tell, okay? We're only 6, 8, 10 games in, right? I don't know if Miguel Cairo can actually manage a team, but he is getting gifted to him all the results of a very nice streak that the White Sox are on right now. And there's been a lot of weird stuff. And like, the intelligentsia hates Tony, thinks he's a moron, and thinks he can't manage anymore. That's what this guy's learning under. So like, I don't know how we like migrate to, man, he's a brainiac and he's making all these great decisions. Like, it's a weird juxtaposition for us to jump there. Like, maybe people aren't.
People jumping on him for things, right? Like Andrew Vaughn not playing. Like, if Andrew Vaughn's not playing, it's like, oh, that's probably a great move.
Andrew Vaughn didn't play the other day, right? That's a great example of a move. He left Larry, and I did see some people jumping on this, but only because it was Larry. He left Larry in to hit in that game on Sunday when he ended up bunting. I mean, the decision to throw Aaron Bummer straight into the frying pan when he hasn't pitched in 3 months in a high leverage spot, they're up 1 run, was kind of a weird move. Vinny Velo in the 8th inning to hold it down, to like be the whole guy, was a weird move. And he was
awesome,
and he was great.
But
he was fucking terrific, and it all worked, and I loved it. And the same thing with like Elvis Andrus is now suddenly leadoff guy, and it's like, oh yeah, put him there. But it's only because it's working, right? All the shit is kind of working, like so you get you give credit. I wonder if the people that think they know a lot about what the manager is doing are starting to like subconsciously realize that they don't. And they're like, fuck it, man. Let's just go with vibes with the manager. We don't know what the right answer is. We just hope whatever the fuck they do works. Because he's kind of doing the same shit Tony did materially. I mean, there's maybe some minor differences here. And it's working,
Yeah, one big difference. They're winning. If they don't win, no one cares. Tony could go out there with no pants on with his old balls wrapped around Miguel's head. He don't give a fuck. If we win, we'd be like, oh, God, look how cute it is. Tony and his old balls on Miguel's head.
But I think
this would be fine.
MS does this right, though. I think it's getting at the point of really where we misvalue a manager. The manager's value is in kind of what he can do in the clubhouse, the psychological stuff that he can bring out of the team. How can he get these guys feeling about themselves? And it's less about, pinch hit for that guy here, bring in this guy bullpen here, because a lot of this stuff is like really small potential edges. But the giving the energy back to the group, keeping the group up when shit doesn't go right or whatever, is the real valuable stuff. It's why Ned Yost has lasted so long, right? Ned Yost gets clobbered by all the Sabre guys as a manager, and he won a World Series, and he was renowned for his people skills, right? So it's the people skill aspect of this. Tony may not have any of that shit anymore either. I have no idea. I can't tell, but the bounce you're seeing here, and the way you see Miguel Cairo interact with the media and the general vibe you get from him and the players, you feel like he does have good people skills. He may not know what the fuck to do as far as like who should go where or kind of what the strategic moves are, but the vibes are good. And I'm all for good vibes. Fuck it, man. I love good vibes. Let's just ride it as long as we can.
So the game's starting. I'll tell you what, Beef. I'm pissed that JP Sears is pitching tonight because, man, that was a name I wanted to use in a later segment tonight, but I did not.
I wouldn't have known. You shouldn't even have said anything. Fucking idiot.
What a jerk.
So I do want to talk about something a little bit different, unless you wanted to continue on that MSS. I don't know if you had anything else there.
No, I'm good.
So
I got 5 minutes. I was good.
We were at the game not too long ago, and Dylan Cease almost threw a no-hitter. You alluded to it earlier, Beef. And Dylan Cease, odds for winning the Cy Young are down to plus 120. Justin Verlander's at minus 152. Right back in it,
baby. Look at him.
Look at me.
Beef, are you on Cease's Cy Young? I think you were already, right? So are you doubling down?
No, I was not actually. I was on Verlander before because I thought kind of the narratives and everything were going with him. And next thing you know, Dylan Cease steps out there. After I had tweeted that I would not vote for him the other day after the Diamondbacks.
Well, yeah.
I was like so disappointed, right? And he steps out there, 8 2/3, no hit ball. I watched the Sox, the Fox replay of it after the hit, and they showed him on the mound, and they showed them coming out to the mound, and they let the crowd noise just overwhelm the scene, the shot.
Yeah,
it was amazing. It was exactly what us White Sox fans fucking do. It was so awesome, man.
Gotta stop you for 1 second, Beef.
What's that?
Elvis Andrews' revenge game, in effect. Already homered.
Nice.
I love it. I'm watching a replay. Holy moly. Yeah, he crushed one. Beautiful.
Tell her to get on mic. Jesus Christ. Doesn't
Pass the mic.
Cornsey just wanted you guys to know that Ozzy Osbourne's doing the halftime show.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it.
She said, fuck Elvis Andrews. I don't want to watch the Sox. So, Beef, are you betting it now? Are you going to bet the Cy Young for Cease?
I mean, I'm broke, but if I had money, I would be in on Dylan Cease Cy Young because I love the role that he's on right now. And he took it seriously. He realized he didn't win that game against the Diamondbacks that he should have won. And when he came out with his next start on that Saturday night, he was not going to let us lose. Now, the Sox did score 13 runs, but it didn't matter because Cease kept his pitch count low early in the game. He pitched to contact. He knew how to orchestrate that game, and he was terrific. He was built that night. I'm going to go 9 innings. I'm going to make sure this goddamn team wins. And I love to see that on him. That was ace behavior, in my opinion. That's a Cy Young right there. I would be back in on betting Dylan Cease to win the Cy.
I love him. I'm assessed. Are you with him here?
So I did some research and went and looked into some stuff. And I think you have the one thing that was going to help him benefit him greatly. Justin Verlander not pitching. So Dylan has been able to come up and get some of his numbers up while Justin is at home, probably just hanging out, playing Xbox, so that's one thing that's going to help him. Now, the second thing that's going to help him immensely is the White Sox seem to not be dead anymore. Oh, what happened? Did something else happen?
Yeah, something wonderful is happening. Teresa will hear about it in a second, but it is Yoan Moncada home run. So it's 2-0 White Sox.
All right.
We're doing it. They're in crushing mode right now, baby.
Hey, I heard these guys suck. Let's go out and kill them.
Yeah. Timothy Maher, Moncada smashed that like button. You're damn right he did. Hell yes.
Nice. So anyway, the second thing that's going to help them is the Sox are apparently not dead in the water anymore, and they're actually having a little bit of a shot to go into the postseason. Now, I think that could play. Both those things are going to play well to Dylan's chances on getting the AL Cy Young award. But another thing that could potentially, what I had it in my brain and I lost it. But I had it and now I lost it.
And now it's gone.
Yes. I had a good thought process. It was something about the team, but it's like the team playing. Oh, that was it. The snub, the All-Star game snub. That's another thing. So the writers are going to be like, you know what? We fucked up. We didn't put this guy in the All-Star. They didn't try to do this. We didn't try to push him. Now we fucked up. He's killing. He's raking. Where he's making us look like assholes. We got to give him something. So those three things could play into it. I'll shut up now.
So I will say the last part was my argument from the last time. And it's not because the writers did anything wrong. The writers don't have control over the All-Star game. They like to tell people that they're stupid, and this will be a good opportunity for them to do so. But MSS, I totally agree on the injury standpoint. And here's why. The Sox have to get in the playoffs, right? Like that's their number one goal. They have 25 games left. Dylan Cease will pitch 5 games in those last 25. That will happen. Like they have to make that happen. Justin Verlander is playing for the Astros. He's coming back. The earliest he could come back is the 14th. He probably won't come back the 14th. He'll come back closer to probably to the 20th. I'm saying he gets 2. I would even believe if he got 3 starts in the rest of the season, because why would you? You're destroying that division. You're gonna ease into the spot that you're going into. The number 1 or number 2 is not a big difference in the seeds. You get the bye. Like the bye is the right. Most important part, and they don't reseed, so like you might just get lucky. So there's no reason to pitch him too much other than to just keep him fresh. So I would assume he's going to come back at like 1-2 starts. Because of that, and because of the way that Justin Verlander pitches at this time in his career, Dylan Cease can grow the strikeout gap incredibly in that time. He's already up like 40 strikeouts or something like that.
I think it's 197 to 154 right now between the two of them. Cease versus Verlander, yep.
So he could easily exceed 50 strikeouts better than Verlander on the season, and maybe even more, depending on how much Verlander pitches and how many strikeouts Cease gets. So that's one thing. The other thing is WAR is cumulative, right? Like, so he already has almost a game better in WAR on Verlander, and he's going to pitch a lot more games going down the stretch. That could. I mean, it could work in his favor, or if he has some real bad games, it could work against him. But let's assume that he keeps pitching at least at what the level that he's at right now. That could be a really big separator for him too. So I think overall,
Trezo, you're talking about B WAR, correct? For the Cease's lead, because it's flipped for F WAR. Verlander has like a lead on him, so it's kind of weird there. But yeah, I hear it.
Even in F WAR, he can catch up now, right?
Yeah, because he's got some extra starts. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I forget to specify. And it's funny because like I was just noticing this the other day that like if you look at high leverage at bats for players on Fangraphs versus Baseball Reference, they're wildly different. they consider leverage to be 2 very different things. So like some guys like will flip, like they'll be like below league average in high leverage on one site and above on the other side. It's very strange. But yeah, so either way, I mean, in both cases, he has a chance to separate himself from Verlander in that scenario, and it'll be interesting to see if he does. I think if he does, he's going to run away with it because it's going to hurt not being there in September for Verlander.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, now that I've talked for my 5 minutes, let's get into the Mariners recap, and let's start with Lance Lynn. Beef, is Lance Lynn back?
It seems like he is. I mean, he's been on fire lately. Josh Nelson and I have a stake bet on him over under 107.5. So getting to 108 ERA plus for Lance Lynn. I have the under. He has the over. Lance Lynn has been on a tear lately, and that start in Seattle on Monday, that was on Labor Day. Lance Lynn just decided that he had the shadows in his favor. He was going to bust a bunch of fastballs, and he threw a ton of curveballs, Treasy. He threw 22 curveballs in that game and got 6 swing and misses on them curveballs. And really, like, that's mixing up his repertoire. He doesn't throw a lot of curveballs generally. Lance Lynn, I think, is easing into the fact that like he's an old man pitcher. He's going to try stuff. He's got good enough command that he can mess around with a few things. And I'm not saying he's full Johnny Cueto. He's a different animal than Johnny Cueto. Like he does some different shit than him. But I really like the way he's settling in. And you know what? He doesn't have the wear and tear on him right now. We're kind of getting like last year. We're getting like May June Lance, right? So this is perfect to have him coming through right now.
And just to like break this down, Lynn allowed 1 earned run on 3 hits while striking out 11, and his most he's ever struck out in a game is 12. So that's pretty impressive through 7 innings for the big fella. So I was very excited by that.
Yeah, he dominated in MSS. You've been saying it for a while, like. As a spiritual leader, we were talking about good vibes earlier, he's a total good vibes guy. And his starts have been terrific lately. And then in that Friday night game when there was going to be a fight with the Twins, he was the first one to step over the dugout, and he's going out there to kill. So, like, he's firing on all goddamn cylinders right now. I think he's totally back. I love it right now.
I don't know what he said or what he heard, because he was just like, you ain't going to say that, motherfucker. And then he was like, and everyone just like went with him. And I saw that. Can
you imagine if you were a guy and you're yelling at somebody, and then you realize that Lance Lynn is their friend, and he's climbing over the fence at you?
Yeah,
I'd run.
He's coming at you in like some jean shorts and like a FUBU jersey, and you're like, "Fuck! Oh no, this guy is fucking gonna fuck shit up."
Yeah,
now,
I wouldn't even just run. I'd trip one of you guys, and then I'd run.
Yeah, that's right. Don't got to be the fastest. You don't got to be the slowest, right? I got a question for you boys, though, about Lance Lynn being back. So this creates something interesting for us. If the White Sox are careening into the playoffs here, I think we kind of know who our 3 top starters are. If we're playing a short series, I think we know who our guys are. We got Cease, we got Cueto, we got Lynn. What order would you line these guys up in right now if you got a short series? You got a 3-game series. How are you lining up our 3 big horses right now? Chorizo, what do you think, baby?
So I think obviously Cease is my guy out of the gates. I'm gonna see that, and the reason I say that is because he's probably the most volatile in bullpen usage. So like, I don't know what I'm getting out of Dylan Cease if I'm getting 5 really good innings with a bunch of strikeouts and a high pitch count, or am I getting 7 innings with less strikeouts but a lower pitch count, right? Like, I'm not quite sure what I'm getting. And so that helps me set the rest of the rotation, right? And so if I get that short game, I think it's almost definitely Cueto. Like, I think Cueto has shown that he'll throw 150 pitches if asked, right? And I think and then you put Lynn third. In that scenario, Beef, I think Kopech's coming out of the bullpen. I'm wondering where I'm using Giolito.
You don't need to bring that up yet. Not yet.
MSS wants to put that on the back burner. Leave it until we got to decide that one, huh?
Don't talk about that yet. Don't talk
MSS, how are you breaking this down with those 3?
No, I agree with you. Cease is definitely your number 1. I guess my thing would be, we're on the road, obviously. We're going to totally be on the road for the playoffs if we make the
playoffs. No, if we make it, the first series will be at home.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, the first series will be at home, yep.
So this makes it even harder. So this is what I would do. I would go in and looking to see what the splits are, where your win-losses, home and away, for both Cueto and Lynn, and I would play to those numbers. I think you could even have – I would probably go Cease, Cueto, and then Lynn. Like, that's probably would be my thing, because even if we – like, Cueto struggles at home, I think you have a Kopech come in and pitch, or you even Giolito. Like, you have somebody come in and just, like, kind of take care of business. But I would have to get – I would – for some reason, I'm just feeling Lynn at game 3. Like, a game 3 Lynn is probably what I would do. Yeah.
I like it. Beef, where are you at with this?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm teetering, because I do think Cease game 1, and I agree with you, Treasy, he's the most volatile. So if we end up having to barrel the bullpen out, I feel comfortable the other 2 guys eat innings kind of more regularly than Cease does. Now, Cease may be great in that game, but Cease also has the potential like run up a bunch of pitches and he's out in 5 1/3. Like the other 2 guys seem to eat more. I'm almost leaning towards Lynn in game 2 because he's just fresher. He's on the come a little bit more. Johnny's been great, but we've worn the shit out of Johnny Cueto. Like, we have used the shit out of this man, and I don't want to put him in a spot where it's like,
Bro.
oh, okay, we getting that game 2, and it's like he's cooked already because he's pitched so many innings. So I would probably save him for game 3. This way, just in case you move quick, you have to move quick off him if he's not feeling it anymore, and you can bring Kopech right behind him. Like that. That's probably the way I'd line up, just because the way Lynn's pitching lately. I mean, in any situation, they won't face him in the first round, except against the Astros. Against the Astros, Lynn's like my 14th starter. But against anyone else, I like Lynn in the second game.
So let me throw,
that is true. That's rough. That's going to be a rough one.
let me throw a different pitching scenario at you. Pitching rotation scenario. So obviously we got Cease on the mound tonight, and then tomorrow it's Giolito. So the way that we're looking right now, I think it's Cease, Giolito, Lynn, Cueto, Kopech is the rotation, and we got 4 against the A's here. So you get Cease, Giolito, Lynn, Cueto. Then you got the day off Monday. Now let's assume you keep the rotation the way it is, and you go Kopech Monday against Tuesday against the Rockies.
Tuesday, yeah.
Cease Wednesday against the Rockies. You have this one-off game against the Guardians on Thursday, but right before you go into the Tiger series. That places Lucas Giolito to pitch against the Guardians. Because you have the day off, are you willing to flip and have Giolito pitch the Wednesday against the Rockies and have Cease go against the Guardians on Thursday? Beef, I'll start with you.
You know what? I'm not. I'm going to leave it the way it is. And I understand the arguments for you put Cease in there against the arch rival and all this stuff. But earlier in the year, Giolito stunk it up against the Rockies. I prefer to just bludgeon the Rockies, get that win, get that thing locked down and guaranteed, and give Cease a shot. I mean, give Giolito a shot against Cleveland. Because he has been, he's been up and down in Cleveland, but he had a real good start at Cleveland earlier in the year. So, I think it was in July he had a really good start there. I'd give him a shot against them because I'm not as, thinking their offense is worth that much. They do have some young guys that have come up and gotten and a little better, but they've been struggling to score themselves. I mean, I watched that game last night against the Royals. They should have beat the Royals there. They gave the Royals way too many chances, walked too many people, but their offense produced almost nothing. So I think I would leave it as is. I wouldn't want to mess up Dylan Cease's mojo unless we got something locked down and we want to set him up to be the game 1 starter in a playoff game. I just leave Dylan going as he is. So I would not mess around with it.
MSS, where are you at with this?
I mean, he makes a very compelling argument. The Loaf does, but I think you switch it, and I think there's 2 reasons why you switch it. You have to maybe anointing Cease as like the ace of the staff, and that kind of would give him the ace of the staff thing. Like maybe that puts some extra fire in his step or under his ass, and then put some pep in his step. He goes out, and like, listen. I understand that he didn't do good. Giolito didn't do good against the Rockies, but Giolito has done good against a lot of teams. So
Fair enough.
That's no slight to Lucas. He's just had a bad year.
He's having a down year. That's okay.
Please don't kill me, Papa G. I still love your son. I love your son did a fabulous job catching White Sox Dave's first. But other than that, it's been like a hit and miss. But I have just like. I think that if you put Cease in on that day, that says something. And I don't think it would destroy the clubhouse, but that also just says, hey, listen, you're ripping. We need this fucking win. This is a 1-for-1 right here. You need that win. You need your best pitcher going, and I think you should do that. I mean, unless Cease has like some problem with it, which I don't think he will because he's a fucking bulldog. So I think you got to throw him out there when you need to win, because you could use that Cease start against Colorado Rockies in fucking Cleveland. I don't know if Cleveland's off that day, but they could still win that day anyway, and it would be a fucking waste, right? Like, it doesn't matter. That game is going to matter. Let's fucking throw the best arm we have. What about you,
right, that game matters more.
So I thought about this a few different ways. I thought about actually skipping Kopech and having it be Cease, Giolito, and Lynn. Cease would pitch on regular rest in that scenario, but I don't want to mess with Kopech. And I think the more that I keep like dissecting this, like the more, and with the Mondays off following, you start to overthink it and start to keep moving guys around so that they pitch against the Guardians, right? And I think that could have a very adverse effect to the team. Like, and that's what I said. Like, it's these kind of situations where I almost feel like managers can overthink the situation and then mess up their guys. These pitchers are like creatures of habit, and like to start to move that around. I'm just, there's something about me that it makes me nervous to start messing with it that much. I just think about, back in the days of the Brewers pitching CC Sabathia every 40 seconds. And I'm like, I don't want to do that to our guys, right? Like, I don't want to say, Dylan Cease, you pitch every third game, and then Kopech, you pitch every 14th game. Like, I think that messes with what they're trying to do. And you know what?
From a physical perspective or a head perspective?
Both.
A mental perspective?
I think both, because I think physically you're used to certain things. You have muscle memory. You expect to be doing things at certain days. I honestly, like, there's part of me that's like, throw Giolito in there and just show him, like, we still have confidence in you. Show up, and maybe get some pomade and accidentally get a little bit on your
fix your hair. That's right. Brian S in the comments says it's like starting Eddie Harris when it's Rick Vaughn's turn in the rotation. That's absolutely perfect right there. I wanted to double down on something the MSS said.
Hold on, that is a good point though from Brian. That is going to be the situation in the playoffs when Michael Kopech is relieving some of these guys.
Yeah, no, that absolutely is. There's no question about that. I want to double down on the point MSS said. He said Dylan Cease is a bulldog. It's time we start giving Dylan Cease some goddamn credit the way we give Jose Abreu credit for being durable. That motherfucker takes the ball every goddamn time. All right, he's been good or whatever. He's a lot of walks, whatever. Fuck all that. When it's that guy's turn, he's out there. His ass is out there. I can depend on him. We need to start giving him some of the credits, some of the bouquets for being a guy who always fucking steps up there and always takes the ball. I love it. And with all the guys getting hurt, he should get even more credit for being that one guy who always takes the goddamn ball. Love it.
It does well. Good job.
So let's talk about yesterday's game, because yesterday's game was fucking awesome. And why not talk about something that was awesome? Beef, break it down for me. What happened yesterday?
I got you, man. It was a goddamn fever dream. A game that the White Sox needed, the rubber match. They needed to win another series. You got to keep winning series. And they start the goddamn day off with Luis Castillo striking out the first 7 White Sox. And my guy, Eugenio Suarez, who I tried to trade for Luis Robert back at the end of the 2018 season. Would not have been a great trade. Well, would have been okay. Hitting a home run, and the Mariners are up 4-0. And White Sox fans like, it's going to be one of them days. Going to be one of the days. I remember leaving the office early. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go home and watch this game, whatever. I'm in the elevator, and I think the inning is over on a Jose Abreu ground ball double play. But in fact, it was not. Jose Abreu hustled, beat it out. The White Sox challenged, won the challenge. And while I'm in the elevator, Eloy Jimenez hits a 2-run bomb. And so 2 things here. In the postgame, and we were talking about Miguel Cairo earlier. Miguel Cairo gets asked about this. And he gets sort of like, oh my God, he wants to gush here. And he breaks it down by saying that, Pete always plays like that. And he says, if I were playing right now, the player I would most want to be like is Pito. Pito is the guy, just his work ethic, everything, his professionalism, the way he plays hard all the time. So I want all of you out there who listen to this podcast who are like, yeah, we got to get Jose Abreu off this roster because the roster's jammed. I want you to take these last 25 games to just enjoy how much he's done for this team and how much he's continuing to do for this team. And he plays hard every day, produces every day. I want you to make sure you ingest all that. Secondarily, Eloy Jimenez. It's a binary thing, Treasy, MSS. This offense is just different with Eloy. When Eloy's in it, it's better, so much better than when Eloy's on the shelf or whatever. And he made his presence felt in this game. Since the All-Star break, Eloy has 186 WRC+. He is hot as a motherfucker. I wrote a blog about him 2.5 weeks ago. Drink, everyone, because I said I wrote a blog. And I was saying how hot of a second half it was. He has not slowed down. He stayed hot as a fucking pistol, all right? So fast forward to the 6th inning, which was the most delicious inning. Scott Service, so we brag on our manager all the time. Scott Service fucked up. He left Luis Castillo in there too goddamn long. Severino Zavala reaches on an error. Elvis Andrews bunts single. We have a Yohan Moncada out, and then we have Jose Abreu with an RBI single to bring in Zavala. And so they have a visit to the mound. It's like, okay, you got to discuss how you're going to attack Eloy. My thought the whole time, Treasy, when I'm watching this is like, there's no way they're pitching Eloy. They're going to pitch around Eloy. It's going to be one of these unintentional walks, and they don't. They give him a pitch to hit. He doubles down the line. He brings in Andrews and gets Abreu to third, so it's second and third. Your guy, Gavin Sheets, is up, And Gavin Sheets gets one kind of center cut and pulverizes it. Unfortunately, he hits it like the deepest part in right center. Taylor Trammell hauls it in, but the Sox happen to score a run there. So Gavin Sheets does his job, gets a sacrifice fly. I mean, the White Sox are been so bad this year with runners on third and less than 2 outs. And sure enough, he gets the job done, whatever. So you kind of think, okay, this might be it. This might be over. No, it's not. Andrew Vaughn ropes a double. Ground rule double, scores Eloy. So the White Sox come all the way back, get 4 runs in sequence there, and Scott Service finally takes out Luis Castillo. Thank you for leaving him in so goddamn long so we can get that fucking lead. Bless you for that. Thank you, Baloney, for the drink. Appreciate you.
Cheers. Thank you, Nathan. What's up, dude? Where you
Appreciate
been?
the drink, Nathan. Oh, I love Nathan. It's my man.
He writes, I do not like Suarez. I do not like him at all. And honestly, you know, it's funny. He had the 2 home runs in that game
in the fall.
But I kept thinking that Scott Service was going to go to his house after the game and tell him, if you ever take a play like that again, I'm going to cut off your fucking balls and shove them down your throat.
That was the Eloy double, Treasy.
Yes,
he didn't get the glove all the way down.
He just did one of these. I was like, what are you doing?
Olay. He's
Thanks,
Olay bullshit.
I guess, yeah.
So, of course, a perfect White Sox game. We got the lead 6-4. We're going to win this game. No, we're not. We give up the goddamn lead. You go too long with Jake Diekman. You bring in Aaron Bummer after he hasn't pitched in 3 fucking months. He gives a home run. Next thing you know, it's 6-6. You get to the 8th inning. Jose makes an out. Eloy singles to start the inning. And so they bring my guy, Larry Legend, off the bench to pinch run. Now, I don't think anything of this. I'm still in my work clothes because I'm fired up and watching the game. And I tell Mrs. Beef, all right, after Eloy's at bat, I'm going to go get dressed. And then I'll come back down because I'm going to get him like some T-shirt and shorts or whatever, some clothes to relax. I go upstairs. I come downstairs. The Sox got the fucking lead when I get back down. I'm like, what the fuck happened? And she's like, oh, Larry stole a base and all this shit. I'm like, Jesus. So I had to go back and look. I was like, oh, man, Larry Legend stole. He forced a bad throw. It gets all the way to third. Gavin Sheets drives him in with a ground ball. Gavin Sheets had no hits in this game, Treasy. Your guy, no hits. 2 RBIs, though. Guess what? Right. Those are productive at-bats. People always talk about, give me the productive at-bats. Got him. Gavin Sheets had both of them fucking productive at-bats. From there on in, the Sox got some crazy runs in the 9th inning because Seattle started looking like the White Sox, and we had Vinny Velo in the 8th shut the shit down. I was like, Vinny Velo's coming in, and I was too scared to tweet, like, I totally trust Vinny Velo. I was really shitting my pants when he came in there, dominated his 8th inning. Liam came in, 3 strikeouts in the 9th. Total fucking team win. I was so jacked up after that game. I was like jumping around my house. I was like, yes, this is the type of team I've been waiting for.
MSS, did your brain go to the same place mine did when Beef was like, I went upstairs to change. I swear to God, I thought he was going to be like completely naked and then hear like Benetti make a call and like him come running downstairs and watch the rest of the game completely in the buff. His neighbors across the street seeing right into his house.
Treasy, this is why you would suck as an investigator, because what he said was, I went upstairs to get dressed. So he was already naked. So he was like, him and Miss Loaf were doing some stuff while they're watching the game. We are like, whatever. Or maybe him in a Roomba. I don't know. Miss Loaf was there. Like he said, I had to go upstairs to get dressed, not get changed, get dressed. And I was like, that was the craziest part of the story for me. That was the story I couldn't get around. Though I also think it's funny, and I try to interject when you said it, but like, oh my God, imagine the only other proven hitter on this team, Eloy Jimenez, coming back and having such an impact for this team. Imagine that. It's fucking crazy. That's the only guy that's ever hit for us. Andrew Vaughn's doing good too. We're fine. And then Gavin Sheets. My God, if you want to know how your opinion could change of a person, look at how much you hated Gavin Sheets 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, 4 weeks. Everyone hated this motherfucker.
What just happened? What was that magic trick?
I don't know. My sunglasses look different now. I can't.
You look like the guy from LMFAO or whatever the fuck.
I was adjusting my sunglasses and the lens just popped right out. So now I don't have sunglasses anymore.
You look like Spike Jones now. Mailman, the barely 18 section is coming up later. Don't worry about it. We'll get it.
Teresa, what do you have to add for this? This is insanity.
It's kind of a question for Beef because we've been talking about it. We've been talking about sequencing for most of the season now, where they get a ton of hits and they don't get many extra base hits. and they just don't score any runs, even though they've, in this case, I think it's 8 hits, 3 walks. They still only had 3 extra base hits in this game. Is it just the luck turning around a little bit, or even getting back to like the mean of like, this is the kind of luck you should have when you have a game with a bunch of hits? Is that what we're seeing, or did they actually do something notably different other than the home run?
No, Trees, that's a great question. I think it's partially like the sequencing luck turning around, but it's also partially they're starting to be able to stack more good hitters, right? Because there's guys that stay healthy. Eloy makes a big difference when you can you got Eloy and you got Abreu, Eloy, Sheets, and Vaughn, 4 guys in a row like that who should be run producers, right? It makes a huge difference when you got them guys in there. And so like the Sheets at bats that he was productive, that might have been someone else. And those might not have been as productive at bats. Like he did a great job making sure those runs got in. And like, you don't always have that. Andrew Vaughn's 2-out double that gets Eloy in, that's going to be someone else in that spot, right? Normally, because we can't stretch the lineup like it is. Elvis Abreu, Elvis Andrus producing so much.
Ooh, Elvis Abreu.
Elvis Andrus producing so much at the top. That's huge for these guys. So like, I think it's just the lineup being a little more stretched and have more quality hitters in it and less like zeros in the lineup. Less guys that are doing absolutely nothing.
I'm not going to stop thinking about Jose Abreu dressed as Elvis Presley now for the rest of my life.
That'll happen.
But while we're on the topic, Beef, of people looking absolutely fantastic in some garb, I'm going to put up this ad that you read about YouTube.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're watching us on a live stream right now and haven't subscribed, make sure you tickle the undercarriage of that subscribe button and get on board. If you've already subscribed and are watching the show, talking smack about MSS's internet and generally meat gazing at Treasy E and I, please smash that like button in the face. If you are listening on the podcast feed and have never enjoyed the eroticism that is the YouTube version of this show, come to youtube.com/FromThe108 and hit that subscribe button. Our previous goal was 1,000 subscribers. We're currently at 1,100 plus. That's going to allow us to make minimum wage for about 1 hour per month if we do a full podcast schedule. You just can't beat that. So get your friends, your family, your dog, everyone to subscribe and allow the 108 to fulfill the dream of becoming YouTube thousandaires. I love you.
All right. Little more White Sox talk, but we're going to get into something that I'm very excited for. I got to do it this time. Beef, you did this last time, but we are doing Oakland A's player or porn star. In my Sox summer, I looked at this roster, the Oakland A's roster, and there was a bunch of people I've never heard of. So we'll see how you do. Are you ready for this?
I mean, yeah, I haven't studied. I didn't go look or anything. Like, I'm not that guy. And you know how much I know about baseball outside of the city of Chicago. So you know that I'm not a cheater.
Cheers, Dan. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the drink.
What's up, buddy?
Salud.
Good.
MSS, I thought maybe you did research, but what you did was
too.
you tried to watch all the porn on the internet as research. Okay.
That's been a 20-year process.
First up in A's player or porn star, Ricky Anderson. Not Ricky Henderson, Ricky Anderson.
I mean, that's like insanely tough because that's like a burner name just in general. Like Ricky Anderson. Like I know a Ricky Anderson. It's one of my buddies from high school. So
I thought you're gonna be like, he does porn. He's in porn, so I know it's him.
Think he's in porn, but loves baseball. For Spud Jr., I'm gonna go with A's player.
Incorrect.
Oh.
And although her career was brief, she made national headlines when, after retiring from the adult industry and becoming a high school science teacher in Kentucky, her brief pornographic career was discovered, leading to her dismissal. She was also a member of the U.S. military before and after her porn career. All right.
You know what? Fucked up. I should have asked you how you spelled Ricky.
Oh, for one. I'm not going to tell you how you spell any of these.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
You didn't like that I allowed it though, the spellings, huh, Treasy? You weren't a fan of that?
That's
if that's because her name is spelled Rikki.
Yeah, that would have given it away.
Yeah,
come on, like what? I mean, come on. Baseball players spell Ricky.
Who knows?
All right, next up.
Hispanic guy.
Next up, Jesse Andrews.
It's just fucking horrible. This is horrible because this could be either two, and I don't know where you're going yet, so I can't figure out if this is going to be like all. You could fuck with me so much that it's all porn stars. I'm just going to go with porn star.
That is correct. That is
Okay.
correct. So this is Jesse Andrews. She is a retired adult film actress, designer, producer, model, and DJ. And now she also like owns her own jewelry company. Quite the entrepreneur.
Good for
Several acting awards in her time as well.
Oh boy.
Sweet.
Are you going to read the acting awards? Because I would love to hear them.
So the only one that I have here is
Deep Throat.
Best New Starlet Award.
Starlet.
All right. Next up, Shea Langoliers.
100% A. He's an A player.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct. He is the catcher. He's actually, some people say the second best catcher in that 2019 draft behind Adley Rutschman. So
I didn't know that he was an actual player, but you changed that name up if you're going to be a porn star. You don't have Langoliers. You'd have like Dongoliers or some kind of shit like that. You're like you don't just leave your you don't use your government name as your porn star name like that.
That's you know what? That's it. That's it, Trees. You got to Raul him later on in this thing. He got a little cocky there with the name action. Let's go.
All right. Next up, Sky Bolt.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go porn star.
Center fielder for the Oakland A's, Sky Bolt.
And you know what? The spelling wouldn't even have mattered on that one.
No, that would have got you
E.
too. The E on Sky would have definitely got you. He's on the IL right now, so I forgive you for not knowing about him.
Brian S. threw him in the comments immediately right when we were starting this segment. I'm like, I hope MSS does not see that.
He's a career 471 OPS, so he's not good. But supposedly a good fielder, although he's broken right now.
Okay.
All right. Next up, Nikki Hunter.
Well, that's another one. Like I would ask you how you spell it. It is probably Nikki. So I'm gonna go with porn.
It is not Nikki. I can tell you that much.
Really? Nicci?
No, there's no double letters in this name.
Oh, okay. Just making sure, dude. Nikki Hunter.
Oh, is that Moncada going to do it again?
Oh, man. See, it sounds like...
my God. Moncada's got 2 home runs.
Oh, jeez. I love it.
Yes. Let's not get too tired, boys. That's what Jason Benetti should be saying right now. Chorizo, I'm going to go with Nikki Hunter. I'm going to go with porn star, just for fun.
That's correct.
Ooh,
all right.
nice
AVN
job.
Hall of Famer. Performed for 11 years before retiring in 2014. Continues to work in the industry as a director, producer, makeup artist. And she also hosts a show on Sirius XM.
Oh, great makeup, though. I'd say that.
I mean, I don't know that she did that herself, but yeah.
She's an artist. Let somebody else do it. Jesus.
Next up is Jonah Bride.
No, A's player.
That is correct.
Ooh, nice
utility
job,
infielder
MSS.
for the Oakland A's. Supposed to be a plus fielder with good contact skills, but hopefully he sucks all weekend.
Yeah, if you look into the porn industry, you don't want a lot of bride as the last name. People don't want to think about being married or getting married. It's like, this is fantasy world. Let's not talk about marriage. So bride is definitely not a good porn name.
Way to break that down. Break down this one.
Yeah.
Kelly Nichols.
Oh man, Nichols. How do you spell Nichols?
Nichols.
Yeah. Kelly Nichols. Is there an I? Is it a Kelly with an I?
Kelly.
I'm gonna go Oakland. I'm gonna go Oakland A's player.
Not quite.
Yes.
And Oakland A's grandma. God damn it.
This one's for beef, but
Damn,
AVN,
man.
another AVN Hall of Famer. I basically took my whole list from the AVN Hall of Fame
Gilf
list.
season, baby. Gilf season.
She starred in over 50 adult features, has been presented with several industry awards of merit: the Adult Film Association of America Best Actress Award, the Free Speech Coalition Lifetime Achievement Award. She was inducted into the Erotic Legends Hall of Fame, the AVN Hall of Fame, and the XRCO Hall of Fame. She also appeared in mainstream horror films, The Toolbox Murders and Death Mask, and she additionally was a stand-in for Jessica Lange in the film King Kong.
I can't, career. Oh my God. I can't believe
you thought she was on the Oakland A's.
I thought you left. You can't believe you left out her best anal in 1970. Got an award.
Jack is right. Mailman Jack's right. Werther's Queen. I agree 100% right there, man. I'm getting turned on right now. I gotta be careful. I might have mute.
Yeah, I don't know. That looked like Oakland A grandma. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Hey, maybe she has a kid on the team. You don't know.
I know. I'm not doing so good.
Cody Thomas is up next.
It's an A's player.
That is an A's player.
I don't know that. I really don't know that, but
actually got his first major league hit last week. In his first 5 games, he's hitting .438. So hopefully the Sox can slow that guy down.
What's going on with this picture of this guy? His tongue sticking out. His mouth.
Yeah, it's an interesting baseball card. I don't know what baseball card brand this is. Nimbus. I'm not familiar.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's autographed, but it's just his initials, which is also weird. And there's
that's how guys do it these days.
I don't know. That might be true. That might be true.
The comments are all over the place. Like there's this and there's this. You can see that. I'm not reading all these for the listeners. I'm sorry. Like the YouTube comments are ridiculous right now. Continue. I'm sorry.
All right. This is last one. Last one.
Is it that's 9?
This is 9. Inari Vox.
What?
Inari Vox.
Oh, that's Oakland A's.
It is a porn star. She's also an AVN Hall of Famer.
Wow.
Entered the industry in November of 1997 and has been in over 380 films.
Wow. That was
MSS's
heyday too. Fuck.
No. Production company, IV Multimedia. I thought when I first read it, it said for multimedia, but then I realized her name is Inari Vox.
Inari Vox.
Yeah, weird name. Weird name.
I don't even know where that's from. Thanks
for the drink, Gordo. Appreciate
Inari's
you, Gordo.
A Japanese god or something. I don't know.
Really?
Really? Yeah. That sounds made up, Treasy. I'm sorry. Speaking of getting canceled, I think you're about to get canceled for what you just said right there.
If it's made up, it's MSS's fault because that's straight from Wikipedia.
What the fuck? I just support it. I don't write it.
You own Wikipedia.
He doesn't read all the vulgar things they put on there. Only you do, Treasy. How dare you?
Man, I did not do so well, but I also am going to give a little bit of shit to Treasy. Like, he's not even using recent people. There's a fucking natural grandma on that list. I don't know, born from the 70s. I don't know. I can't.
What's the name of that one?
Did you hear all the awards?
I know.
Kelly Nichols, right?
I mean, good God, storied career. Plus, the King Kong thing is kind of awesome.
I mean,
it's a good
story. Good story.
Good story. That's what I'm here for, man. I ain't gonna just
How many did I get?
Plus, I can't just get. You didn't get any. I think you were about like half. You were like half. You were either 4 or 5. I'll give you 5.
Yeah,
I'll give you 5.
So that's over half. I'm passing. I'm good.
I mean, Inari Vox is barely a name. So like
I don't know what the fuck that is.
It's barely a name.
A lot of work though.
Yeah.
Hey,
imagine doing 380 of anything.
I mean, that's a lot.
I agree with Nathan Sheba. MSS's porn credit has taken a hit. I agree. Your street cred's way down after this, MSS. Poor performance.
I did really good the last one, so like I can't.
Maybe I made it too easy.
No, here's beef.
Everybody can be a
here was
porn
my
now.
secret. Here was my secret to this.
Okay.
I looked at this list of Hall of Famers, right? And I tried to pick ones that are kind of like an in-between name. Could be a guy or a girl. But I also made sure that none of them were the MSS type. So I was like, he had seen no Inari Vox.
No.
No, that's true.
I mean,
all right.
Is he Russian?
It's weird. It's Teresa. It's weird that he knew the male porn stars better than he knew the female ones. Because you use mostly female. I use mostly male.
You know what though?
Bizarre. You know
that kind of makes sense because I think there's far less. There's far.
It's
less.
a smaller pool. Yeah, the
yeah,
guys are a smaller pool. Yeah, that's good.
You know, he runs in different circles and he eventually hits all of them. So, all right. So beef.
I'm a craft porn guy. You know, everyone knows this.
We never left. We never left ourselves. The three of us never left.
No.
But some Sox fans did leave. Are they back now? Are Sox fans back? Especially with what's going on to my right on the TV. It looks like the White Sox are back. Are the fans back? MSS, I'll start with you.
Start with me. Oh, yeah, you know what? On Twitter, 100%. I think that like everyone is kind of back on board now. And our good friends over at Sox Machine kind of said it perfectly. Although I didn't understand it and had to get clarification from Josh Nelson. But like Jim basically said, hey, the thing that was preventing you from cheering and buying into this team has been removed. So now the catch is gone. Now that Tony Russa is not there anymore, you can feel free to go at this. Because before, I'm sure a lot of fans weren't rooting for them to fail, actively trying to do that. But also were like, listen, they didn't go about it the right way. So I'm not going to support this as much as I would if it was about the right way. Now, I don't know how much different Miguel Cairo is, but he, as far as I know, has no DUIs. It isn't claimed to be a racist. So he's probably a little bit better. He doesn't have 2 strikes, like he's good. So that has been removed. So now people are like, "Hey, we can get behind this team. Look at this guy. They got a Hispanic manager. He's out there. He's killing it. We love Hispanic managers. Everyone loves Ozzy. As soon as like there's a job opening on the Sox, you're like, get Ozzy back. Miguel Cairo has a little bit better English, not like a ton better, but like it kind of reminds you of Ozzy too. He's just like he's got short answers, but he talks a lot, and he's feisty. He's ready to fight. Like you never would have seen Tony La Russa go out there and try to fight the Twins manager. Like it just wasn't going to happen. So anyway, I think that fans are back, especially on Twitter. Now, here's what is going to be the big trust. We have a lot of weeknight games coming up. Are Sox fans going to show up? I say no, but that's not because that they're not back on board with this team. It's mostly because they got to go to work the next day. Kids got to go to school. I got to make lunches. I got to do this. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. So I don't know if this being back on the team is going to translate to more sales, of tickets. But it definitely, I feel like fans have bought back in. The Seattle series sealed it for me. Tonight is definitely sealing it for a bunch more people that are probably a little bit more skeptical. But yes, I 100% think the White Sox fans are back.
Beef, what do you think, buddy?
Well, I want to circle back a little bit on a drunken tweet I made on Saturday night because it got brought up on the Pinwheels and Ivy podcast. I was watching the live stream for a little bit last night. I was kind of had a free night because the Sox were already done or whatever. And Father Zoe brought up my comments. And my comment was basically like, I tweeted out something like, if you quit this team before, we don't need you back, right? Let me clarify exactly what I meant by that because I said it in the comments of their show. Really what I meant are all the fucking idiots that were like not wanting the White Sox to make the playoffs, all right? If that's you don't want the White Sox to make the playoffs. I was talking about you. Secondarily, I was talking about the people that sling content that tell you, oh, this team's horrible. Yeah. They should get swept so they could be put out of their misery. They can fuck themselves too. The bandwagon fans, you're welcome back anytime. I want you back Saturday night, tonight, whatever night you want to come back. You can come sit on my fucking lap in 108. I'm specifically talking about the 2 subsets of fucking idiots that I mentioned before. Yes, yeah. White Sox fans are back, and they're back on Twitter. I agree with MSS. I'm not sure they're going to be back in the stadium because we had so little chances for them to be back. Like, I think, for the Cleveland series, I bet you for the Cleveland series, they'll be back. They'll be fully back. Beefloaf won't be back because I'm going to be on vacation. But they'll be back. The real fans will be back. Beefloaf will be off jet setting. He isn't going to have time for this team. But I think they're back because what they wanted to see was life. I mean, Tony La Russa thing is a subplot right here, and a lot of people don't like Tony, and so him being away is a deal, is helpful for them. Like Jim had mentioned, like you were reiterating MSS. But really what they wanted to see was a team with some fight in them. And they hadn't seen a team with a fight in them. And this last week, they've seen a lot of fight. And they saw Dylan Cease show up as an ace on Saturday night. And then yesterday, they saw a team that was down and out and said, fuck it, we're coming back. You can't count us out of games. We're going to come back in this game, and we're going to use all the pieces of this team, including Vince Velasquez in the 8th inning and Larry Garcia stealing a base to help us win this game. And that's what White Sox fans have been wanting to see. They've been wanting to see the production kind of across the board from a team they believe is very talented. And so I think White Sox fans just waiting for that. It's not the fans' fault. It's the goddamn fucking team's fault for not playing better throughout the year. Now they're starting to show a little life. Fans are coming back. Let's fucking go, baby.
You know what?
Ashton, cheers, Yump.
Yeah, thanks,
Thanks,
Loaf.
Yump.
What would
Love
kind
you,
of ruin it for me, though, Loaf, and I'm going to say this is the nicest way possible, is that the people, like, first off, you're talking about some of the people that can't come back and cheer. Blue check mark people that fucking were dancing on the grave a week ago.
Correct.
All y'all blue check mark people that I don't even know who the fuck you are, that you blue check mark, fuck you.
Blue check marks are out. If you were rooting against the White Sox making the playoffs, you're out. And if you sling content and you tell people to stop watching, you're out.
Yeah.
You know who you are. I don't got to call you out. I could. Maybe I should. Maybe someday I will. But I'm not going to today. But you know you're out.
Suck Tony's old balls. Now, if the team was reacting the way they're reacting now, even with Tony La Russa in there, they would be like, oh, man, the team's winning in spite of Tony La Russa. They're blah, blah, blah. So having a new face in there, they're fucking like, yeah, oh, my God, this guy's really speaking to the players. He's talking to the players. He's finally gets the players. You know, so that's something that, like, I think would be ruining it for me, too. If Tony was still there, I don't think that fans would be as back. So having Tony removed from the situation, as the great Jim Margulis said, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jim. I'd appreciate it. He has said, like, fucking A, like, now the catch is removed. So now you can cheer for this team wholeheartedly and not even worry about it. Like, you're I'm not even going to get into it. Teresa, what do you think?
I don't care. I don't know. I mean, like, honestly, like, if people want to be down on the Sox and they're still down on them when they're kicking ass, like, you do you. I'm going to be here. I'm enjoying the hell out of this.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, though, I do think that you guys mentioned the weekday games. I think that I think it's like a Tuesday game against the Rockies. I do think a lot of people will show up to that game. I don't think we get to see the Rockies play much. And because they made the second game a day game, that's going to really hurt that game's attendance.
Yeah.
But it would kind of pump up the attendance of the Tuesday night game. So I think there'll be a good crowd that night. I'm expecting a good crowd.
Yeah, funnel you in, basically.
So now you just said that you're enjoying the ride. So Loaf, are you ready to apologize to Steve Stone or what?
No, because it was condescending, and also no one enjoyed the ride. They enjoy the last seven games, basically.
Right.
That's what people are enjoying. But no one enjoyed the rest of the ride. See, the other parts of the ride they didn't enjoy.
Oh, I understand that, but I didn't enjoy all 4 years or 4.5 years at college, but I enjoyed parts of it. You know what I mean? Like, it's a ride. You can't just be like, I only want to go on the good part.
So here's a question for you, MSS. So, like, let's say your ass got dumped.
This is mostly me busting your brothers,
right? I'm just trying to explain it.
All right, go ahead, bring it.
Like, you get dumped on your ass
Let me fix my
in college, right? And one of your best buddies comes over to your place, gonna have a beer with you, kind of help you get past this, and he just tells you, "Enjoy the ride, asshole," and walks out. Are you enjoying the ride?
Did he take the beer with me?
He said he walks out. He walks out.
He left you one. He left you one beer. Left you one Coors Light is all he left you.
Oh, man, I don't know if I'm enjoying it so much. Right, it's true.
It's an angle.
It's true. But if while he's leaving, his girlfriend comes over and gives me a blowjob right at the end of it or something, then
God, here we go.
Hey,
here it is. Yeah, that's how he did on the West Coast. That's how he would have gotten Violet Myers right there. You just shared some secrets with the whole group. Everyone knows now how they can seduce a porn star. Good for you, audience. Our audience is so rich now.
Shut up.
Not me. I'm poor, but
I like that Taco Gladiator said wife beater. Put a wife beater on and chill. And Gordon Beckham said that last night in the broadcast.
Yeah, he said that on the broadcast.
I was like, oh man, he's gonna get fucking canceled for that shit.
No.
But he did not.
You can make fun of Italians ad nauseum.
Yeah,
that's a rule. That's
if you're white, apparently you can make fun of Italians.
I need Gordon Beckham to replace Steve Stone next year. I need him to be in the booth because we need more opportunities to do playback and have more people tune into our playback.
It's to bump up the numbers.
Let's get to the. I'm not skipping any segments, am I? Like, we get to the.
No, not today. Nope, you did good.
All right, MSS. Who are you thinking, buddy, or who are you anti-thinking?
You know what? I'm not. I don't have any ire this week, so I'm not really going to yell at anybody or tell anybody to fuck off. So that's good. I have a funny story, but I'll say that real quick. But I was at the thrift store today, and Dale's in the comments, and Dale goes to the same thrift store as me. And I look over and I see this guy, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker's here every time I'm at the thrift store. And then I go, well, motherfucker, you're at the thrift store every time he's at the thrift store too. So he probably thinks the same thing about you. Like, you loser, get a life. So I want to apologize to that guy for even thinking that. My thank you, Miguel Cairo. Thank you for making this goddamn game interesting again. This has been great. We are having fun. We got people back on board on the fucking bandwagon with biscuit wheels and the gravy train. Let's go have some fun. Let's just ride this fucking shit out until it falls apart.
I love it. Beef, who are you thinking?
Oh shit! Is it my turn? I was looking up Kelly Nichols. I was googling some stuff. Yeah, my thank yous.
Where's the original?
I was just pulling out some.
It's a great move.
Caramel-based candy. My apologies. Yeah, my thank yous are a person I won't name, a person who I will not name, but who is a big content name in Chicago sports circles that gave me some nice words of encouragement the other day in the DMs. I want to thank that person. And then I also like to thank Queen Elizabeth for dying, because Twitter was awesome today with all the memes and all the stuff about Queen. In fact, Reggie Jackson tweeting, "See, I told you all I was not guilty. R.I.P. Queen E" was one of the best tweets I've ever seen on Twitter. I love it. And one of the first responses I saw, 34-year joke in the making. I loved it. I was like, yes, I can't believe that came through. And so people were just having a fucking ball with the thing. And you know what? I get the angle where but the woman was 96 years old. To live the long life. It's time for Twitter to celebrate in a way in which makes my stupid ass laugh. And that's what's important.
I feel that.
Trizo.
Sorry, but
I want to thank two different Joshes. So I want to thank Josh Nelson for he threw a nice little party on Labor Day. That was a good time. Enjoyed that. And I want to thank Josh Allen for getting me a rushing touchdown just now, and then actually put me in good position for the start of the fantasy football season. So I was excited about that too. So thank you, Josh Allen. Thank you, Josh Nelson. And I think that's about going to do it. If you're listening to the podcast and not watching it, there's another segment coming up in just a second. So check that out. But for now, we'll catch everybody later.